Funniest thing in the world. Hey everybody, it's Dionne here. I am here with Andy Flanagan, who happens to be a member of my church, which is Stopsley Baptist Church in Luton, here in the UK. And we're very privileged to be able to just sit down with him for a couple of minutes and just grab his thoughts around worship and leading worship and voice. So I'm going to introduce you to him now. We won't keep you too long on this one because I'm filming on my phone. So Andy, thank you very much, and it's really thank you very much for just sitting down and being able to share a little bit with us.
It's a pleasure. Morning.
Morning. So tell us a little bit about who you are. Not everybody will know who you are,
Sure.
your background, where you
Sure.
come from. So just tell us a little bit. Why have I grabbed you and said, this is an important person that we need to hear from?
Oh gosh, I don't know why that's the case, but I from Northern Ireland, as you can hear, and grew up, became a doctor. Then God called me out of it to be involved in music, and I've been doing that ever since. So part of my life is doing politics stuff and trying to encourage Christians to get involved in politics rather than throwing stones from the sidelines, as we often do. Trying to get folks involved in political parties. And the other part of it is doing music stuff. So that's sometimes singer-songwriter stuff, sort of compassionate, sort of campaigning, crying out for justice type songs as a singer-songwriter, and sometimes leading worship.
Yeah, we've sung some of your songs here at SBC. I'm really interested a little bit about your political kind of heart. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it emerged through the music stuff, because a lot of the songs I was writing as I was growing up, through university days, engaging with folks like Tear Fund and Christian Aid, learning a lot about why the world was in the state it was. In the state it was. It wasn't just about folks not having any cash. It wasn't just about the need for us to send cash to the far corners of the world. It was because of the world economic system being rigged against them. And with all the money in the world, it still wouldn't make a difference because it's going down a black hole of debt. And with trade rules that won't allow people to trade their way out of debt. So realising actually political decisions and decisions at the highest level were really important in keeping people in poverty, and so realised the need to get politically involved through the music stuff. I was singing to various MPs for those agencies, and I realised, gosh, there's no magic dust in Parliament. There's no sort of special higher theological or spiritual or intellectual plane going on, so I just started to encourage people to get involved.
Do you think that's where God is calling you to be a politician? Is that something in your mind any at all?
He's definitely called me into politics to lead other people into politics and sort of shepherd them in and to look after folks as they get involved in politics. I don't think for me the call is to specifically be a politician. I'm certainly involved in politics, but there's lots of different ways to be involved in politics, and you don't have to necessarily be a politician. There's lots of ways to support other people that are involved as well. Right.
Okay. Now, I know you've got a. I'm not going to even pretend for a second that the voice in itself is more important than politics. It just cannot compare. But when I talk about the voice,
look at Theresa May's speech at Conservative Party conference last year, which she was coughing the way through. I think she could have done with some vocal coaching.
She could. She could. That's a good tie-in. I didn't think about that. But most of our viewers, anyway, are worship leaders. And the focus of Voice in Ministry is around voice and looking after it as an instrument. Thinking about it as the instrument that God created it to be. You are a worship leader. I mean, I've seen you in worship. You are a man definitely after my own heart, and we have been able to minister alongside each other or sing with you as you're leading. That is the heart of my heart, is worship and the voice as an instrument. You are going out on tour in March around the UK. Yep. What's the name of the tour again?
When Faith Gets Shaken.
When Faith Gets Shaken. How are you preparing from the perspective of a worship leader and a singer-songwriter, and just the tolls, that having an extensive tour like that will take on the voice? How are you preparing in that way?
Yeah,
thinking about Theresa May and coughing.
Yeah, it's really important before you do something that's going to be sustained like that for a number of nights in a row. It's important to be ramping up. It's important to be making sure that you're not just suddenly starting doing it, and making sure that I'm vocally preparing by doing my exercises and doing some singing.
Do you have a routine that you follow yourself?
Yeah, I mean, so that I'll do that in the weeks that come up to something like that, but then I'll also, on every day, I mean, basically the day from the start, from the moment you get up in the morning to the moment you're doing whatever, if you're leading worship or if you're doing a concert, it's really critical to think about the whole day.
Yeah.
There's no point in just getting to sort of 6 o'clock and then thinking, oh gosh, you've got to do some warming up now.
Yeah.
By that stage, the damage to your voice for the day has probably been done. So from first thing, really, on a day where I know I'm doing something in the evening or in the afternoon, I'll be doing various things with my throat and with my voice box. I'm doing various things like that with my tongue.
That's actually one of my favourite tongue twirls.
Dionne will tell you all about those. But doing those things on any day when you're doing any extensive amount of speaking, that really look after your larynx more than anything else. And then various other things that are going to get your breathing in sync, and things that are going to make sure that once you're talking, so there's no point, quite often in a day, I'm a fairly specific case in that quite often I'll be doing a gig in the evening, but I'll also have political meetings during the day, so I'll be talking for hours during the day, so I have to be really careful that I'm not over talking during a day when an evening event is coming up. So, but that said, then all the traditional warming up in the hour before an event is really important. So I've got a whole set of breathing exercises and vocal exercises I go through before an event. I usually just hide myself off in a room and not allow anybody to come near me for a while.
Have you, I just had a question. It's gone from my mind. It will come back in a minute. Okay, so it will come back. Just wrapping up here, just tell our audience, who you've worked with.
Who I've worked with?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
For instance, I know you did some work with Robinson. You've done some work with. So because our audience may not be familiar with who you are and your work, and and it's just to give them an idea of some of the things that you have achieved, that you have done. You're an author, you are a singer-songwriter. Who have you worked with? What have you done? You haven't actually said that. I'm
not going to sit here and do my name dropping.
No, just
blowing
drop
one
or two names. I dropped one, the first one.
You dropped Noel in for Noel and I wrote a song together called "We Seek Your Kingdom" about a year and a half ago, which is kind of a civic hymn, which is a call for people. If you haven't heard it, I'd advise go and have a listen. Make use of it.
Where is it? Where can people get that
If you just Google "We Seek Your Kingdom" and Noel Robinson, Andy Flanagan, you'll find it. It's actually housed on the Cinnamon Network website. Right. There's a recording of it and the lyrics of it there. It's to the tune of "Abide with Me," but we've created a civic hymn for singing at sort of public prayer gatherings and things like that.
And who else have you worked with?
Various people. It'll do me no good to sit here and talk about it. I was very privileged to do the last album with a guy called Alan Branch, who's an incredible producer who's worked with some incredible people. He's won a Grammy for one of the last albums he produced. So I was very privileged to work with Alan, who made my little song sound like beautiful, incredible things, and stretched me and pushed me and made me think twice about so many of the songs that I'd already written, and made me think about how to improve them and really work on them rather than just leaving them in the state that they were. So it's great to be pushed.
State that they were.
Yeah, it was great to be pushed and prodded and poked by somebody like that. It was fabulous.
Fabulous, great. Listen, Andy, thank you very, very much. I can't remember the question that I was going to ask you, but
email me.
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to be putting up Andy's website. I will be pointing you in directions where you can buy his books,
yes,
books, and his upcoming album, and also details about his upcoming tour, etc., etc.
Great.
So, Andy, look, thank you.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a privilege. I know it's been like trying to coordinate it, but I really am very, very grateful. And if I want to say to everybody, if you're around where Andy's tour is, go out and see him. You will not be disappointed. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye. Cheers. Thank you very much.